Jai Shri Krishna, Namaste to all our viewers. We are right now, today, today we are talking about our Hindu culture. We must understand when we talk about the Hindu culture means what we have taught about the Hindu culture is we have taught about the Hindu culture is we are a diverse, we are a pride, we are an innovator, we have a capacity to adopt and accept, we have capacity to live with the harmony, we have a capacity to grow with unity. These are the qualities which has been taught us about Hinduism. Now, my question is why today we have to fight for the survival of our culture? What went wrong? That is the biggest question we sit with it. What went wrong is this question, or how went wrong is this question, or who to blame is this question. Today we are going to talk a little bit tough matters. Some of us might not like, but we have to face the reality. Reality is, at the moment, we, our Hinduism, have a two phase. One phase is on paper and on social media, and another phase is on reality. And these two phases are completely opposite than each other. We need to be think, we need to be consider, and we need to be introspect. Our introspection is something which is more important. Now, I'm only talking about the very important part of survival. Now, let us understand is there something really we need to be seriously thinking, or we are only making hype about it? Because when I think about, when I look upon, when I put our all thoughts together, then there is something which is we need to be seriously think, because there is a big and huge generation issue we dealing with it. There is all information available, there is all books today. When it's come to the someone want to have access about the Rigved, Yajurved, all access is easily available. than the before. Today we have all kind of the informations available on our phone very easily. Yet we are in the situation of the survival of our Hindu culture, Hindu temples, Hindu identity. So what went wrong? That today we are going to be understand. So the few things which I have noticed about the functioning of our Hindu system, well, I will use the word called the system. So when it's come to the functioning of the Hindu system, the first is there is a two sides of the involvement. The number one is when it's come to the respect of our spiritual leaders. That is the starting point. That is the real starting point when it's come to the respect of our spiritual leaders. So who is the spiritual leader? Who is the spiritual leader? So always question come, who is the spiritual leader? So in our Hindu system, we say Guru is a spiritual leader. Now, in these days, there are so many gurus, and those so many gurus are really doing a good job for our Hindu culture and traditions, or they are really actually damaging our system by misguiding our youth through the social media. Today I'm going to talk very serious matters. We might not like, but this is a bitter truth of our reality. Neither I have an intention to criticize anybody, or nor I have an intention to praise anybody. But the reality is the fact. And this question which is I'm going to ask you is, the question number one is, if you sit in your house, if you talk to the 10 youth of the younger generation, and if you ask them, the 25th of December, what is the festival is, everybody will say Christmas, easily, no doubt about it. But when it's come to the asking what is the Hindu calendar festival into our Hindu tradition or Hindu belief system or in our Hindu faith, very few youngsters will be able to tell you what is. Yet they all whole day on social media. As much as they active on a social media, those spiritual masters also active in a social media. Time and again, consistently, constantly, they provide the informations. But this question is why those youth don't know what is the festival on the 25th of December. Yet everybody knows that the 25th of December is a Christmas. But we, as a Hindu, we don't know that 25th December is a Bhagavad Gita Jayanti, Mokshada Jayanti. I will say 20% youth will know, but 80% youth will don't know about it. This question is, do they care about it? Do they worry about it? And if they are not care, if they don't worry, then who is the responsible for it? Why we as a Hindu couldn't manage to generate that kind of the environment where every single child should remember that 25th December is a Mokshada Jayanti and Bhagavad Gita Jayanti and Ekadashi, we should fast on that day. This question need to be asked. Our youth has been get told, and yesterday in my Bhagavad Gita talk I said about it. Okay, bhai, when is come to the spiritual leader or guru or spiritual masters, three things happens. From childhood, we tell our child, if that child become a naughty, we tell our child, oh no, don't misbehave. I will call that Bhavo, or I will call that Guruji. He will take you. From childhood, we putting the poison in the child mind about that our spiritual leader. While the other culture, from childhood, they put the respect about them spiritual leader. If you do misbehave, go to the church and confess. If you do misbehave, go to the mosque and talk to the Maulvi. But we, Hindu, we tell our child, what we tell our child? If you misbehave, don't talk to spiritual masters. We have created distance between those spiritual personalities and our youth from over the years. We have created the wrong perceptions. Remember one thing, there are the system. The one is ground reality. The ground reality is, we had a very ancient system. Every town, every village, every suburb, we have a mandir. We have a place of the worship. And in that place of the worship, there is a one individual pujari, or priest, or spiritual leader. Why that system was there? Because everybody was new. They are the ground personality who deal with the day-to-day issues, day-to-day matters, and day-to-day environmental geographical situations, and that's where they, according to that, they guide that local congregations or local people of that particular village or town. Very nice and well thought system was introduced about the Hindu culture, but over the years we have break that barrier. We have break that system, and we created that barrier about it. Many of houses, we says, them breakfast start with the criticism of the place of the worship, and them dinner end with the criticism of the place of the worship and praise play and the spiritual masters. And we expect in that house, in that environment, the child will grow up and child will learn about our culture and our traditions, and then we tell, okay, now you must follow this and you must follow that. But in the morning, we break from breakfast till the dinner, we only talk bad about our place of the worship. We only learn criticism about the place of the worship because I'm not happy the way the institution is running. And in this world, no institution is a perfect running, but the problem is we go one step extreme. Every child will remember who is the Santa Claus. My pronunciation may be a little bit wrong. Every child will remember 25th evening, but when it's come to the Bhagavad Gita, nobody will remember about it. Why? Why we didn't manage to create that environment? Who to blame? Today I'm going to pose few questions in front of us. Language. Very cleverly, nicely, systematically. And I'm not going to talk about South Africa. South Africa have official language English. There is no, I cannot blame about South Africa. But I'm talking about the India. Today there is a craze to send a child into the English medium school. What about the local language? Because your language is your identity, and we have did and manage to keep up our language. And the biggest downfall in our South Africa is our all local language schools, which institution based schools. In every institution was there are some, most of them is closed down, and some of them are at the doorstep to the closing down. Why? Because we have been taught diversity. Diversity is a division. Only the one theory applying in this world is a divide and rule, and that theory very thoroughly, very systematically, very powerfully and intelligently are implementing in our tradition, in our Hinduism, to destroy, to divide them. Very, very important and very, very tough time we're going. We need to be think about seriously. We need to think about what is and why we are all keeping calm. Just because of on the social media, everything is going well and that's it. But on the ground reality, when you go on the ground, how many people attending in the morning Mandir Aarti sessions? How many people used to attend the morning Mandir Aarti sessions? How many people used to attend the evening Mandir Aarti sessions? And yet all the mandirs runs every day, 7 days a week, or every day evening Aarti, all the mandir runs. How many people used to? There is a seriousness about it. We can't even find 2 hours for the, we can't even find two, and yet now we are in this corona time. Since last 8 months, 1 second, just some technical will sort it out just now. The subject which is I'm talking here is where very few people used to attend the temple. In this corona time, we have made it easily using the very same technology, bringing the mandir at your doorstep. But how many younger generations are interested to at least, we're not talking about to spend 2 hours, 3 hours, at least 10 minutes before the Aarti and 5 minutes after the 15 minutes of them time. How many younger generations are interested to spend in front of the YouTube or Facebook to make the Aarti? What went wrong? Who to blame? Institutions are coming at your doorstep. Institutions are coming to your doorstep through the technology, yet We do not want to use this facility, and when something is happened, then we want to blame to the institutions. We want to criticize the spiritual leaders and spiritual masters, but we don't want to look upon towards ourselves. This is very important. Why our Hindi, Gujarati, Tamil, Telugu schools are closing down? Why? Why our children don't want to go to those schools? Why parents don't want to send them children to those institutions? Yet all other culture, we this is a hard, bitter reality. We are dealing with it, and we have to accept it. Everything in social media is good, but ground reality is completely opposite. That's why I'm saying my question is why we have to fight for the survival of our culture. If we're not going to keep our language alive, Hindi, Gujarati, Tamil, Telugu, any other language, if we're not going to alive our language, what will happen? If we're not going to teach our child the importance of the place of the worship on ground level at the particular town, if we're not going to teach our younger generation how to look after our place of worship, what that child will create impressions about the institutions and about the place of the worship and about the Hindu culture, and that very same child will praise when it's come to the other Easter and Christmas and many other festivals. I'm not opposing. Yes, we should respect everybody, but we first respect our one first. We first look after our house first. We make sure our house in order first. And we have to make sure, and together everybody have to play a role to look after our house, not one person, or not a one or two people, or not a 10 people. Every single person has to make sure that they play a vital role, and that start from the stop criticizing the local level personalities. Maybe there will be a disagreement. Disagreement shouldn't be a reason for decline of our culture. Today, if you ask younger generations, they don't want to wear the traditional clothes on Diwali day. They don't want to show that they are Hindu. They don't want to feel themselves a pride that they are Hindu. But very same child will share the post when some American or New Zealand or British Prime Minister or some of the MP will read the Bhagavad Gita or will take the vow in Sanskrit. Very same person will say, and that time they will show them pride because they are Hindu. But when asking them to wear the traditional clothes and sing the Bhagavad Gita or read the Bhagavad Gita or sing the bhajan, they will feel ashamed themselves. Very bad things we do. And why this happens? The reason why is we have created that. I'm not going to blame anybody. And today, in these days in social media, oh, now this missionaries doing that, they are doing that, and they are doing that. Nobody is doing anything. They're doing because we are allowing them to do. That is why they're doing, because we are allowing them to do. And I always says, there is a supply when is a demand, and you creating the demand, that is why the supply is. If you stop demand, supply will be not there. Simple example I will give you. We all of us know in the 80s and 90s, the jeans pant came into the action. Everybody used to wear like tight jeans and flannel jeans and everything. It's fine. Slowly, that demand has gone a little bit down. So they have to supply alternative options. An alternative option is worse than their jeans. Now they cut their jeans and अरे फाटेला कपड़ा ने फैशन बनाई दीजिए. We have a nice, beautiful clothing. Now we want to wear that. Buy the new jeans and cut from here and cut from there and cut from all the corners and get this is a new fashion. What type of the fashion? What are we talking here? Every single corner is a cut, and then said, okay, now this is a new fashion. Are we really on right track? Why we need to fight for the survival of the Hinduism? This is really a question we need to ask. Today is not a question about the Hinduism. Today is a question about the survival of the Hinduism. We all of us know how old our culture is, how old our books are, how old our Bhagavad Gita is, how old our tradition is. We all of us know it's very old, but what we doing for it? Today, if you ask average mandir in South Africa and all over the world, average mandir. And then if we do the survey, average mandir are on a social media one year another way. If you do the survey, the younger generation participation, active participation of the younger generation is less than 7%. Less than 7% compared to them local congregations. Less than 7%. Why? The reason why is we have created that mindset about criticism mindset. We show that one Bhavo comes in the evening of the Christmas night, he is a good Bhavo, and that another Bhavo sitting in our mandir is a bad Bhavo. We have created that two differences. We have put it that poison in our younger generation mind. And then we need to take that poison out. Faster is better, otherwise that poison is going to kill them. And then we ourselves not going to manage to see front of our eyes why is happening, because is we created that environment of that differences. Where is your child independence, where the child can go and ask this question independently? Who the child will go if the child is depressed, if the child is stressed, if child have something which is he can't share with you? Where is the system? It was a system, but we destroy that system by criticizing our local spiritual leaders. We have made our spiritual leaders as a puppet, basically. Institutions are becoming a political hub of satisfying our own ego. The institution is becoming the financial hub to show the glory and the glorified individuals. Institutions are becoming the place of the show off of individuals' talent instead of the producing the new talent into the next generation. We have destroyed the institutions or glorify our individual satisfaction, satisfied our individual's ego. And that is why we are in the state of the decline of the Hinduism. On social media, powerful Hinduism is not on the ground powerful Hinduism. And then I'm talking about based on the ground. I'm not talking about the based on the social media. Social media is not the platform to prove that we are strong. Because social media is something I like one post and that I share it, that's it. But what I am, nobody will come to show. Social media is all about the like and share, like and share, like and share, nothing else beyond that. If you send a message which is more than 10 lines, nobody read your message, they will just forward it and they will delete sometime. Reality I'm talking today is a very hard and bitter reality. We have to deal with it. And those bitter reality, we all of us dealing with it. And I'm not angry. Remember, sometimes my followers say, ah, kaka, આજે તારું મગજ બગડી ગયું છે એવું લાગે. It's not a મગજ બગડી ગયું. It's not angry. It's, we're talking a seriousness. We're talking about the serious matters. And I'm talking because we deal with it every day. We know what exactly happening. How is happening? And then always we think what we can do, and only the way we can do, we all of us have to play a vital role. And I always say differences is differences. Every institutions, either you stay in the UK, USA, or you can stay in New Zealand, America, you can stay Australia, South Africa, India, anywhere in the world. Every single institutions there is a differences. But we need to forget about differences. We need to look upon the bigger picture, the next picture, next level picture, and only way we can create that. We must teach our child to reach out to the spiritual personality and local spiritual personality. I'm not talking about those somebody sitting and then somewhere and they say, okay, now that is my guru. That guru is not going to deal your child every day here. That guru will only sit in his office somewhere and then say, okay, I'm giving this advice and everybody must follow. Is one part. But what about your child who's going to deal every day? You need a child. The child need a place where child go to every day and talk to the day-to-day issues the child deal with it. Simple things. I will give you example before I close. If your pipe burst in your house, are you going to go direct to the president of the country, or you're going to complain to the or you're going to complain, or you're going to call the local municipality? Where are you going to go? If the pipe burst, water pipe burst, or if you have electricity failure in your house, where are you going to go? You're going to tweet, or you're going to put it in a Facebook. The president of the country, in my house number 47, if some light is not operating, please come and resolve it. Or you're going to complain, or you're going to call to the local municipality office, okay, number 47, there is no light, please send your representative and then fix up. And this is system we need to create. We need to create a local connections, local touch and local talk. And local connection, local talk and local talk only can happen when we put our 2 step forward and we tell our child that this is your guru, this is your leader, this is your master, this is your place where you will tell all your problems and that person will resolve your all problems. But instead of doing that, what we're doing, we are criticizing that local person. We are defaming, we are complaining, and we are only and only talking negative about the person, no matter which country we are. I'm not talking about the South Africa or Sweden. I'm talking about the no matter which country you are. Even in India, too, local level, ground connectivity has been broken down. And that is why my aim is to create a ground connectivity. And ground connectivity will be only sustained when we start a sustainable system. And sustainable system is we make sure that local congregations of that particular area make sure respect a local person who's sitting there. First is respect, second is connect, and third is if someone make the mistakes, correct wisely, correct systematically, and correct the way it's supposed to be instead of the criticizing from breakfast table to the dinner. Is not right way. And if we're going to expect the miracle to happen, that's not going to be happen, because your child has lose the local connection. And I'm not talking in anything in air. If you go to the Christian faith, everybody will know they must go to the local church. The pastor or priest or the person who's there is a confession box. He will listen to your problem. If you go to the mosque, the Maulvi will listen to your problem. But here, I'm repeating again, here we disconnected our children from Hindu spiritual person, Hindu leadership. We have disconnected. We are to be blamed. Today's, that is why I'm saying is, why we have to fight for the survival? Because the connectivity, disconnectivity of the local leadership. No matter how hard local leadership try to reach out, but the problem is sitting in our houses, in our local level. And that is why I started with diversity, pride. We should be pride, we should be diverse, but the more important is teaching us we should be peaceful and we should be harmony. Unite and harmony, that is our identity. It should be. We have so much to innovate. We have so much to tell. We have so much things to do. On social media, we are the biggest uh, drive in the world. But when it's come to the go to the ground, completely opposite. Completely opposite. Do and research and search it. The conversion rate in the Hinduism much higher than any other faith. We are Hindus getting converted because we are loving that. And that is why I will say start from the Bhagavad Gita. Must follow the Bhagavad Gita. This Friday we have Bhagavad Gita Jayanti. Let's see. And I'll in my every day my post I'm telling only one thing is inspire 3 people to read the Bhagavad Gita and create that environment of that Bhagavad Gita touch, and then most important is create the connectivity of the local. Thank you for watching. If you think you have liked this video or you have learned something from, only things you must share this video on your all social media group before, and then only that, not only share, after the sharing you must try to become a brand ambassador of the Hindu, and you must try to create a ground team. You must create, and if you want to join, you can come forward to me. I will advise you how to connect with your ground reality, with your ground team, and how to create a ground area where you can connect directly, or we can create that connectivity between local person, local leader, and local congregations. Because remember, your electricity failure, only the local municipality can fix up, not a president of the country. That part you must remember. Thank you for supporting, and we will see you tomorrow into the one more discussion in the Gujarati Ma Charcha. We will learn the Gujarati tomorrow evening, same time, same place on YouTube. Stay safe, stay healthy. O ઈશ્વર ભજીએ તને મોટું છે તુજ નામ, ગુણ તારા નિત્ય ગાઈએ થાય અમારા કામ. હેત લાવી હસાવતું સદા રાખ દિલ સાફ, ભૂલ કદી કરીએ અમે તો પ્રભુ કરજો માફ. ओम देव शांतिरंतरिक्ष शांति पृथ्वी शांतिराप शांतिरोषधय शांति वनस्पतय शांतिर्विश्वे देवा शांति ब्रह्म शांति सर्वगुण शांति शांतिरेव शांति श्यामा शांतिरेधि. ओम शांति शांति शांति. जय श्री